Welcome back to another episode of this MuddaCluckin Podcast. I'm your host, D to the E, the A to the N, Dean Austin. Every time I'm here, I'm happy to be here and bring somebody special and amazing to you. My guest today is a lawyer, a judge. Yes, I said judge. If you look, I might hit her up for some tickets. You know, this sister's on point. The Honorable ECL, that's what I call her, because she's the one and only. I'm about to bring her in. Y'all want to see who I'm talking about? If y'all want to see, here she is. What's up?
Hello, how are you?
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Oh, look at you. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for coming. Thank you for
having me.
Oh, no, anytime. I'm just happy to have you. You know, it's so much. The thing, you being from the Bay and from Northern Cali is amazing.
Hold on, I'm not from the Bay.
Oh, you're not from
Oakland.
the Bay?
I'm from Oakland.
Okay. All right. Excuse me.
People from the Bay, they live in Castro Valley. They live in San Ramon.
Okay. All right.
I'm from Oakland. I'm from the town where it goes down.
You from the town. I got you. I ain't mad at you because, you know, I'm from the Bay. I'm from Oakland, from all over. I call the Bay the whole. Look, I had a guy on that was from Sacramento. And he's
that's
look,
not the Bay.
I know. But I said it because my love for the Northern Cali is everything is considered the Bay over there. And I told him, he's like, man, people in Sac gonna be mad at you. And I was like, oh,
and the people in the Bay gonna be mad. We're not claiming Sacramento. We're not claiming them. No, we're not claiming them.
Okay, all right. Well, I tell you right now. So I understand you were a judge in Marina Del Rey.
I was when I first got appointed to be a judge by the governor at the time, formerly known as the Terminator. He sent me on down to Marina Del Rey for my first installation.
What? The Terminator had you in Marina Del Rey?
Yep, he sure did.
Did you meet the Terminator?
I did not. Meet him. Probably for the best, because when I left Oakland, what I said was, I'll be back.
Okay. And you know what? You did a great job because you are back.
I am. And I'm from Oakland. I love being in Oakland. LA is a nice place to visit. I enjoyed my time there. I was super excited to go there as part of the transition between being a lawyer and being a judge. But there's nothing like being at home. And there's nothing like being a hometown success, right? To be able to go out into the world and come back and say, I've accomplished this. And then to live where people have seen your growth and your struggles, you know. So
that
it's
is
good.
Beautiful. That is beautiful. I'm so impressed and amazed that you returned home. And my heart is still in Northern California. I've been in LA for a while. And, you know, for the longest, I would never say, when I travel, I would never say I'm going home because I was coming back to LA. I just say I'm going back to where I live or where I reside.
Exactly.
You know, it's hard to get the Bay and Northern Cali and whole out of your heart and your mind.
That is true.
It was so different. And I've gotten used to Southern California. Don't get me wrong. I've gotten used to it. But I was just over the past weekend with my uncle, my brother, my father, a couple of my uncles, actually. One of my uncles got a little sick. So we went to go visit him up in Hemet, California. And yeah, Hemet's deep. That's deep. That's like going to Pluto. It's a whole other area. It's like, I asked how many black people in Hemet. They said there's about 5 or 10. I'm like 5 or 10. And my cousin was like the 5th one.
And when you guys got there to visit him, you just doubled the population. You messing up the census numbers.
Of course. Look, my uncle stayed in this gated community, like little golf course, whatever area. And you should have seen the looks we got, because they never seen 5 or 6 black people standing in front of a place, like almost on the corner, because their place is on the corner. Yeah. And they was just drive by slow looking.
Like, is something about to happen?
They're like, something going down. Must be a revolution.
Right.
Panthers are back.
Exactly.
I was like, oh man. So I had a good time with them, came back here, and I will be coming back to the Bay because my brother's working on a home project that I want to help him with. and it's going well. He has had everybody. My cousin was there. My cousin.
Home repair project? Is this like what is it? Habitat for Humanity? You just get all your relatives come and build your house?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. I need more relatives. That's where I went wrong.
Right.
Got it.
Look, he might see this podcast and come call you for some help.
Listen, I'm not even good with a hammer, so good luck.
Hey, and so my father's 80, right?
Okay.
He's out there helping.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, Pops, you need to slow down. He like, if I stop, I'm gonna lay down.
Yeah.
If I stop, I ain't gonna keep going. You know, when you get a certain age, you don't stop. You don't take lunch breaks. You just keep pushing.
Meanwhile, I'm like, can we stop? I need a rest.
You're like, I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. I need something.
Exactly.
Now, when people watch this, they're going to be like, man, a lawyer and a judge, you know, how do you, as a comedian, bring a lawyer and a judge on and have fun? And we're having fun. And it's all about connection and humans, being human and brothers and sisters in the game. So I appreciate you. And I want to bring that to light because you have a very serious and stressful role and occupation.
I do, but also I think that part of sort of the ambassadorship that is required of you as an officer of the court is to have conversations with people that make you seem like a real person. Not that I don't take my job seriously, but do I go to comedy shows? Yes. Do I watch comedians? Great. Yes. In fact, and one of my favorite things to do is because, you know, I'm of a certain generation that grew up with hip hop. So I listen to hip hop and occasionally I quote lyrics. And people
don't say, wait, but hold on. Don't tell me you quote lyrics at work.
I do
That's
because
so cool.
Hip hop transcends race, gender, class. And so there is a commonality there that people respond to.
I agree.
And generational. So I do mock trials, which are for high school students. And I was having some sort of Zoom issue and the kids were trying to help me through it. And one of the kids suggested something, and I can't remember what he suggested, but I said, I have 99 problems. That ain't one. And all of the older people in the room thought that was hysterical. And all of the kids were looking around like, I don't get it. And so
they didn't know how to take it.
Well, they also didn't catch the reference. So at the end,
that's true.
One of the teachers was like, can you explain the 99 problems comment? And I was like, sure. And I said, well, some of you may know that Beyonce has a husband. And before he was Beyonce's husband, he actually had a rap career and he had a song called 99 Problems. And we're not going to talk about what his non-one was. But, right. But that's where the reference was. All of the children knew who Beyonce was. I feel like they had never locked on to the fact that she has a husband that actually had a career before being her husband.
Right.
And so that's one example. And then I was in court yesterday and this is probably a bad example. And now would be a good time for me to give my disclaimer. Nothing I say reflects on any job or institution.
Okay, all right. Throw it out there.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So now yesterday, I was doing traffic court and I was adding up the fees and I thought I did it wrong. And so I told the clerk, get a calculator, do the math. And both of the people in the room were like, oh,
snap.
And I was like, that came out
That's dope.
so quick. And it caught me off guard because I was like, okay, well.
That was nice.
You know what it is. It is. And so she got out a calculator. She did the math and she was like, it's 197. And I was like, so that's the number, 197. And everybody was like stunned who got the reference because they're like, did she just quote Too Short? From Oakland. I did.
That's amazing. Wow. That's funny. Yeah, I'm a hip hop head too. And I understand. I'm a hip hop head too. I'm old school like you. You know, we have certain genre of hip hop that we relate to. So whenever it comes on, it's in your psyche, so your mind. So what you do is you just start quoting stuff at random times.
Exactly.
And that was nice. That was nice to just go out there. And so you bring some flavor to the whole profession, huh?
I try because the mold that is often held out for me is the one that requires me to be 65 to 70, male, white, heterosexual, and I only fit a handful of those things.
Yeah.
So I have to make my own lane, and I've learned to navigate. It's important to have decorum. It's appropriate not to embarrass the judicial system or any other jurisdiction, but I also get to be human and I get to be relatable.
That is so nice, man. Yeah, and that's teaching the young kids when they watch you and see this, they realize that they can actually have an enjoyable time doing what you do.
Right.
Because they think
especially in traffic court, where for the most part the cases are non-serious. So, because that's another thing that you have to balance, right? The severity of the case and what is happening in the moment, right? So I can't go get a calculator, do the math if we're talking about you ran someone over and the person was severely injured. That is not appropriate at all.
Right.
I recognize that. I completely acknowledge that. On the other hand, when we're talking about, some of the other lesser traffic offenses, your first offense and being nervous going to court, there's a certain amount of comments I can make that'll make you feel comfortable and less afraid.
Right.
And I think it's incumbent on me to provide everybody with their first experience with the judicial system, one where they're not afraid of it.
Right. You walked them through. You held their hand basically for their first offense, and that's priceless because they all go in thinking it's death row. They all go in like it's the end of the world.
They do. They do. Like getting a traffic ticket when you're 16 and you've had a driver's license for 2 months. It's like the worst thing that's happened in your little life.
You have not lived yet, and you worried about that ticket at 16.
And one of my favorite things is that the parents will say, well, are we going to be appointed a lawyer? And I say, well, if you're charged with a misdemeanor or a felony, certainly you will be appointed a lawyer. This is an infraction, which means you're not going to jail.
Right. So
no. You're not getting a free lawyer.
I could have used you when I was 18, because when I was 18, I was driving back from San Francisco to Oakland with my girlfriend at the time, and my registration was expired. My license was suspended. My car broke down, oil coming all out the car. So I'm going across the Bay Bridge like 2 miles an hour, and cars honking, and I'm leaking oil everywhere, and my rear view mirror wasn't attached. So
you was just riding dirty.
I was riding dirty. I was riding dirty.
Like filthy on the Bay Bridge.
I was like nasty riding. It was bad.
You were trying to get it.
I was. So I had to get back to Oakland because I was living by Lake Merritt.
Right.
And my girlfriend at the time, she ride or die. She was like, we're gonna make it. We're going across the Bay Bridge, holding hands, praying. Just and then all of a sudden the cop pulled up behind us. He put this whoop, whoop, and I said, okay. So pulled over right. There's an exit on the bridge halfway in between, like almost like you're going. It seems like you're going to Alcatraz, but you're really not. It's just an exit that goes off, and then
it's Treasure Island and Yerba Buena.
Right. So that's the exit he pulled me over at, the cop.
Oh man, that's a tough one, because if you don't go off there when you come off, you're in Oakland.
I had so many, because he was a San Francisco PD, so I almost made it to the other side.
Right.
So when he pulled me over, I'm calm, right? And the cop say, I told him everything. He said, man, he looked at everything, all my problems I had, and my license, everything, and he looked at my driver's license, and then he looked at my girlfriend at the time. He said, is he always this calm under pressure? Because I was calm. I wasn't sweating. I wasn't nervous. I just was riding dirty. And whatever my consequences were, I was going to deal with it. You know, I'm like, whatever happens, I'm going to deal. And I've always been cool under pressure, always, no matter what. That's which helps with comedy and everything else. But I've always been like, I don't let people see me sweat, you know? So the cop looks at my license, and it was May. I want to say it was May, like we say after May, probably May 28th or whatever. It was right after my birthday.
So it had just expired.
Just expired. So the cop said to me, yo, your birthday was just passed. I said, yeah. He said, you know what? Happy birthday. I'm not going to do that. And it was a young brother too. He was probably like, now I'm 18, and I would say he was about 29, maybe 30. And I hugged him, and he looked at me like, I was like, thank you. After that, I lost composure. I was like, I grabbed him, and he was like, oh, okay, all right now, all right, you know, and he was cool with it. And I wish I knew that cop or kept in contact with him, because he was so cool. I would love to pay it forward, you know, and bring him back out.
Not to mention, probably now he's a supervisor responsible for training other CHP or other officers, if not retired.
Yes. Yeah. Amazing. So I understand, you know, when you're dealing with the law, you have to know how to, as a Black man and as a man in general, you have to know how to actually keep your composure under all circumstances.
Absolutely.
Because if you don't,
true, regardless of gender, because not keeping your composure can really escalate things in a way that's not good.
I've gotten out of tickets being nice.
You know what? So this is what I know from doing traffic court and from being involved in traffic for many years. When I see certain tickets, my first thought is, what happened? Was there a discrepancy? Was there an argument on the? How was your attitude when you got pulled over? When I see a ticket that has 7 things on it, it did not go well on the side of the road.
Right. And you know, because you read all of them, you go, you know what he did. You know he did this. You know he did that.
I know something happened. I don't always know what, but I know something happened, because one of the things that people don't talk about is how much discretion they have during a traffic stop. We all know that there's a lot of danger, but there's also a lot of discretion. And so you can end up with a warning. You could have ended up with a ticket for the oil, for the license, for the plates,
for the rear view mirror,
all of that, right?
All of that.
Fix-it ticket extraordinaire could have been written.
I had a gumbo fix-it ticket.
Right. And so, but also you could get a warning. So when you see certain things on the tickets, it's an indication of something else that happened. And sometimes it's just a matter of, on the outer edge, he writes a note, or the officer writes a note, so that they'll have a recollection if you make them come back to court about you. Right. Sometimes the notes are so that they can remember the good part. Sometimes they're not.
Yeah. So he actually ended up calling a tow truck for me. The tow truck pulled me from there all the way to my spot.
You lucked out. So
and no charge,
because nowadays the tow truck won't tow you but off the bridge. A friend of mine called me. Their car stopped on the bridge. They moved out of the way to safety, and they asked, could I come? I had to drive all the way to Yerba Buena to come back. And I'm sitting there with the hazard lights on and all the stuff so that nobody runs into him. And also thinking, I don't know why I need to put my life at risk, but you know, that's friendship. So the tow truck driver comes and he says, I got to take you off the freeway. I'm going to take you right off this exit. And my friend is like, but we're taking the car here. He was like, no, I'm Caltrans tow truck. You're just getting off the freeway. Right.
That's true.
And that was it.
Wow.
And then we had to call AAA to get the rest of the way.
Okay. Now, since you're from there and you understand how the Bay Bridge is, before the Bay Bridge, when you're coming from, like, you know where Ocean Beach is located?
In San Francisco?
Yes. So she lives in Ocean Beach. We rolling all the way from Ocean Beach because I'm bringing her back to Oakland.
That's a long way.
It's a long way, but when we're young in love, you go to the mountaintop. You know, so
ain't no mountain high enough.
Ain't no mountain high enough, right? So when my car, the reason my car broke down is because I was trying to change the oil and I stripped the bolt under, so oil was leaking slowly. Mm-hmm. So I threw a rod, but I didn't know what it was. So I put water in, I put oil, I put gas, nothing.
You had to get a whole new car, a whole new engine.
Yes. So I'm stuck on the one of the overpass, not even to the bridge yet. She's laying down on my lap, sleep. I said, baby, wake up. She said, well, I said, we need to get out the car. I mean, cars going by. Right. We are so blessed, so lucky, and so blessed.
You know, that's the thing about being young. You think you're invincible.
Yeah.
Now you get older, you're like, let me pay my AAA bill, and I'm just going to pull off right here. I ordered 100 miles because I have responsibilities. I'm not even going to ride in this car. You just tow it. I'm going to leave from here. Exactly.
So nobody would help me. Then this one guy with a taxi came behind me, and he took the taxi and pushed me off the road.
Yeah.
So that's how I was able to get off and get gas. And when I finally got it, when it was making that noise, but it was running, we got back on the freeway because I had to get back.
No, immediately no.
I know. I was young. I just wanted to get her back.
If a car making that kind of noise now, you would be like, we're not going anywhere in this.
Nowhere. We stand exactly where we are. But you know, you're young. You think you can do it. I said we can make this.
Yes.
And think about this. You had no money.
True.
So you had no, and there was no cell phone. There was no technology, no Uber, no Lyft, no nothing. It was just me.
People growing up now are so lucky.
Oh, they're pampered.
And one of the things, and I can always tell so I don't know if you know this, but if you are under 18 and you get a license, you basically now get provisional licenses. So
you don't get a real license?
No, you get a provision. No, you get a provisional. You don't get a real. It looks real.
We got a 16. We got real license at 16.
We did, but now they get provisional licenses. They're not allowed to drive with other minors in the car. They're not allowed to drive between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. And so they're restricted. And so it's amazing the number of people who get tickets because, my friend had a curfew, so I thought it would be okay if I took her home so she wouldn't be stranded. My question is, have you heard of Lyft, Uber?
Exactly.
Right here.
You can call somebody and they'll come get that person and take them home. You don't have to leave the house.
So to one young lady, I said, and I understand where you could have imagined that it was safer for the two of you to be together than for you all to split up. And that I understand. However, the answer to that is get her an Uber and drive behind it.
Right.
You're in your car. She's in the Uber. You guys are together if anything goes wrong. Right. But you haven't violated your restrictive license. I said, and this is the thing about being young, right? And you don't think things through and you're invincible. I said, because now you're here with me in traffic court because you got a ticket because you had another person in the car. And where's your friend? Did she come with you?
Is your friend paying for any of this?
Right.
Does your friend have your back now?
Exactly. It's how, I use the same lectures my mother used to give to me about, getting in trouble with your friends. Well, if everybody else jumps off the bridge, you're going to jump too.
Right. That's the golden rule. Every Black mother has said that to their child.
Right. Of course.
If your friends jump off the bridge. What you going to do what the Joneses do?
Exactly.
You're not the Joneses.
Right.
Okay. All right. So I got you. Yeah, it's crazy. But I will say now with the way technology is, it's easy to stay on the low without getting under the radar without getting tickets or anything. Be honest.
It really is.
So easy. You shouldn't have a ticket if you're 16 or 17 these days. Nowhere in the world. Nowhere.
As far as I'm concerned, should you have a DUI or any of that stuff as an adult?
That's true. You can leave your car somewhere and come back for it later. You can take a Lyft or Uber home, leave your car there, take a Lyft and Uber the next day and go back and get your car.
Exactly.
And then you save yourself, I don't know how much, what is it, thousands of dollars for a DUI, something crazy?
They say generally the first one costs you 10 grand. I've never seen an Uber that costs 10 grand. So I feel like the Uber is an immediate things. Like immediately
you could buy your own Uber for 10 grand.
You can hire a chauffeur.
Right. You can hire me for 10 grand. I'll come pick you up from both of us. Right. You and I, look, we'll roll out.
We will come and get you, and we'll do some comedy jokes as we drive along.
We might even bring you some food.
Right. For 10 grand.
For 10 grand. Now I have to say this right, and I'm gonna try to pronounce it right because I was looking at your name, and I don't. Now, if I get it wrong, correct me, but I'm gonna try. Okay.
Okay.
You know, public school education did me right. I know some Spanish. I know a little bit of Spanish.
But my name's not Spanish.
I know it ain't.
Okay.
It's Japanese. No.
You would wait until I took a sip.
All right. And is it Elan?
It's Elan.
Elan.
Very close. The accent over the E makes a
Elan. Consuela. Yes. No, you Consuela. Said you got Spanish. Look, I got you. Consuela. That's Spanish.
No, it's not, because it's Consuela, and I'm named after my grandmother, and she definitely was not Spanish.
Consuela's
not Creole, but she was not Spanish.
I know Lambert. I have a friend. Her last name is Lambert, so Lambert's easy one.
Yes, and that one's French.
Is Lambert French?
Yeah.
Oh,
so it's pronounced Lambert. And
she looks Creole. She looks Creole, so you know. She's very light. She could have some French in her somewhere. Mm-hmm. Nice. Now, what advice would you give the young men and women that are coming through with these issues and problems as far as, you know, getting tickets and just being in trouble with the law? What kind of advice would you give these kids?
Well, the number one thing that I tell young people that I meet is that one mistake does not a life ruin. I think sometimes when you're in the midst, and I think that's true for all of the people all of the time, in the middle of a crisis, it seems like it's going to be career ending, life ending, or that it's going to create a roadblock such that the path forward is obscured. And I just don't believe that that is the case. I think that there is always an opportunity for rehabilitation or comeback. And I think that people minimize how possible that is. So right. As you know, I'm on Twitter. And I've been on Twitter for a very, very long time. And this time of year, there's a lot of conversation about bar results, bar exams. Law students have graduated and they're taking the exams, hoping to become a lawyer. And a lot of people statistically don't pass. And people in the middle of that trauma and drama and having, you know, spent 3 years worth of money to become educated and taken 2 to 3 months of not working to study for this exam, that is the threshold to the entire career that you've envisioned for at least 4 to 5 years.
Right.
Sometimes when that door doesn't open, it seems as though the valley is so low that you'll never get to the top of the next mountain. And it's not true. You just have to persevere, and you have to just continue moving forward.
In the words of LL, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
Right. And then when you pass, you know what you play?
What's that?
I'm bad.
That's true. And then when you're successful, you got your home, you got everything. Mama said, knock you out.
Exactly.
Because I did it. I made it.
Exactly.
And so you mentioned mountains. You mentioned valleys and mountains. That actually segues into one of the questions I'm going to ask you.
Okay, go ahead.
Actually, it's called RQT time. RQT time. This RQT portion of the podcast.
Okay.
RQT means random question time.
Okay.
RQT.
I'm ready.
Okay. This is a why too. Yeah, I'm gonna say why also. I'm gonna ask you why. All right. Riding through the mountains, listening to jazz, or sitting by the beach, sipping on a drink in the Caribbean, and why? And you can even flip and throw hip hop in there since we talked about hip hop. So you have two. Those are your two choices, and why?
Well, okay. So I'm going to answer as though it's right now today.
Okay.
And I'm going to combine hip hop and jazz.
Okay, look at you.
I'm riding to the mountains because it's snow season and it just rained this morning here and the snow should be great. So I'm riding through the mountains so I can ski. And I'm listening to the Dana Owens jazz album, also known as Queen Latifah. So I got a little jazz and I got a
Dana Owens. Look at you. You gave her birth name. Dana Owens.
So that's what it's called. I have the album. It's called the Dana Owens.
Is it really?
Yes.
I didn't know that one. Okay. I see.
And that's how she distinguished the genre of music from being non-rap. And it is a jazz album, sort of like
I know which album you're talking about.
Yes.
Is it
it's actually named after her.
Latifah. She kind of sings in it, right?
She does.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, she's good. It's good too. Yeah, very good. Wow.
It's surprisingly a good jazz album.
Yeah, but I said jazz
surprising because she is an artist and she has done well as an artist. But I would have never thought of jazz of a hip hop singer and somebody you knew as a rapper doing a jazz album so well.
Right. Now there are other hip hop heads that throw a little jazz in their hip hop as well.
Yes, absolutely.
So, but yeah, that's amazing. So, what's your all-time favorite hip hop artist? As a matter of fact, let's do it like this. What's your favorite top 3 hip hop artists?
Top 3. Ice Cube, Too Short, and LL.
Nice.
Those are my top 3.
Okay. All right. My top 3 would be Pac, LL, and probably Quick.
Ooh, I go see Quick every time he comes.
DJ Quick. Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do. And I just saw him. He was it the Fox or the Paramount? It was the Paramount. He was here like within the last 30 days. One of the reasons I love Cube is because I studied Cube in college. I went to the University of California. Don't say.
Oh, snap! That's what my niece is going right now.
There's only
Great
one.
school. It is. That's the best school. I went to Hayward State when it was called Hayward State.
Oh yeah,
called Cal State East Bay.
So when somebody first told me Cal State East Bay, I was like, "Where's that?"
I'm like, "What are they doing?"
And they were like, "It's in Hayward." I was like, "Well, what happened to Hayward?" They were like, "It's now Cal State East Bay." I was like, "So y'all so just crazy. Trying to confuse me." But so I study sociology with an emphasis on race, gender, and class in American contemporary society.
Nice.
And Ice Cube does a lot of commentary in his, 1990s, 95 rap about. He does a lot of political commentary, and it's rap, but it's political commentary set to a beat.
Right.
And so it tells you about what's wrong. He talks about the crack epidemic. He talks about the war. He talks about Rodney King, all of those things and how they impacted him, his communities, and the world at large.
Right.
And I saw an interview with him when they were asking him about the Gulf War conflict and the subsequent Middle Eastern conflicts that we've been involved with. And he was basically like, I already told you, just go back and check the tape. And when you play Death Certificate and those types of songs, you're looking and you're like, it is still that.
Right. It's timeless.
It is. Unfortunately, we haven't changed enough for it.
I know.
That's
a fact.
Yeah, it's a sad fact, really, because it's not as though we're unaware of the problems that have been pointed out.
Right. That's so true. Wow, that's on point. Now, since you have such a high profile, stressful, and demanding career profession, what do you do for relaxation or fun? What are your hobbies? What do you do to wind down? We know music, we know hip hop. You go to a concert.
I have a friend. For years, I never went to concerts, and then one day I met a group of wonderful ladies who had a concert group. And I was like, you go to concerts?
Concert group? You mean like they get together and roll out to concerts?
Yep.
And these grown women?
Yep.
We didn't
And
do it when we were kids.
so then they started inviting me, and so with one of them, we just saw Short, Quick. Mr. Fab did a guest appearance. Warren G was there.
Nice.
The Loonies were there. We have tickets to Bottle Rock in May for the day that Westmore is going to be there, because Short and Cube formed a group. And I was like, what? We are definitely going.
And that's what E42, right?
Yes.
Yeah, E40 is my cousin, so that's that's cool. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. That's why I know. I've been following it. Yeah.
So I was like, how did this happen? And I didn't know. And then my friend was like, well, I knew, but they haven't come. So we are going to go see that. So that's one thing that I do. I should have more hobbies. I don't.
But you get out. I mean, you get out and go places. Like sometimes you just go out to wherever.
I do. So I ski, and I like to scuba dive. Yeah, I'm in the Black Ski Club.
Oh, what? All right. Well, I know some people in the Black Ski Club. I'm not a heights person though, so for me, I'd be on the baby slopes, but probably all day long. You're probably not gonna get me on a lift.
Oh no, that's where the good stuff happens.
On a lift?
Yeah, coming down, you need that incline.
No, but going up, you'd be scared to go up.
Oh, you can just
on that lift.
You just don't have to look down.
Feet dangling.
Oh yeah, the feet dangling thing, and every now and then, somebody falls out, and I always wonder, how do you fall out? What were you doing?
Let me tell you, I would never fall out. Never. You hear me? I don't care if I don't have a seatbelt on or whatever they have. I would never fall out. Here's what's funny. I actually fell out. I almost fell out once. And so I got in, and for some reason I couldn't get in the chair really good. Come on. And I was like panicked, and I was skiing with my cousin, and it was the first time I had seen him as an adult, and we were skiing together. And we weren't even on a big lift or a big slope, because he was like, before we go up to the top, let's take this quick run so I can see what I'm working with. Because he didn't think I could ski. So he was like, let me see what you're working with. So he want to take you to a small place?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
So we're on a bunny run, and I almost fall off the lift. And then he grabs me, and I was like, don't let me fall. And he was like, I'm not going to let you fall.
Wait a minute, he was holding your arm?
I was like, your leg, your body. He was like, relax, you are not gonna fall. And then we got off, and he was like, are you gonna be all right? I was like, yes, come on, let's go. And he was like, do you need a minute? I was like, no, I'm good. But also, fun fact, okay, let's not call it fun, but it is a fact. Yeah, I have actually had more than one life-threatening moment. And so I now am in a position where the near-death moment, I am able to recover better and faster than people.
So you're like a stunt woman now. Huh? You're like, you know what? I got this. You fall down, jump back up. Let's do it again. They're like, what's wrong with you?
He was like, okay.
Because most people would be so scared they would not continue.
Right. And I was like, okay, I just need to get my outfit together, because my jacket had gotten snagged on something. And that's why I didn't get into the chair right. So I was like, let me just get my outfit together and let's go. He was like, I don't know about her. And he told my uncle something might be wrong with her. And my uncle was like, what happened? And he told him, he was drinking. Like, oh yeah, no, she's just like that. She's just no, that's completely normal. He was like, that's not normal. It's normal for her.
Yeah, he's like, she's afraid of nothing.
It's not that I'm not afraid of nothing, but I have this real sense of survival that kicks in, and then I survive, and I'm like, I have survived. Let's live. Like, we can't be scared about what happened yesterday.
You like the Black female Super Dave. You just keep coming back over and over and over again.
Yes.
Wow, yes. That is amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, heights, I'm not a heights person. So for me, going up would be the problem. So if I can get up there without having to go on that thing, I would do it. But I have to be able to get up there.
At some of the resorts, they have a thing that's totally enclosed. You can ride up.
Oh, those are scary too. But yeah, I understand. It's better.
Yeah, but
It's
you don't
glass
look
with a
out.
bubble. It's like being in one of those little glass snow bubbles or whatever they call that. You're right. I agree. And the thing about it is that I don't even know if I would be like you and bounce back. You there? Okay.
I am.
Okay.
Okay.
So like I was saying, I said for you to get up there and go is one thing, but for me, it's kind of like I don't even know if I would be able to bounce back so easily. I'd probably be like, I want
You
to go
just
home.
go into the one you can walk in, you hold your skis, you walk out, Heavenly is great for that because they have the one that goes all the way from the parking lot all the way up.
Now, whereabouts is this located?
Heavenly is right on the California-Nevada border because you can ski on the California side or you can ski on the Nevada side.
Oh, so
but
can you ski from the California side to the Nevada side or not really?
Yeah, kind of, but not really. What happens is you have to get all the way to the top to be able to cross over. I don't know if that's going to work out for you.
No, I don't think so. I'll be like, can I go through the gate? Can I go through?
For that part, no.
Can I go through the side?
No. It's kind of you have to go through it or you don't go at all.
So Cal Bear fan, that's amazing. Like I said, my niece is going there now. She wants to be a lawyer. And
nice.
my daughter's a lawyer. So that's amazing that we're having a conversation. Yes. But my daughter went to Amherst and then she's in LA. And then she went to Loyola Marymount. And
Loyola Marymount is a great school. I know a bunch of people who have gone to Loyola Marymount.
Yeah. So that
Jesuits do great education.
Yes. Hayward's good until they change the name. When they changed the name, everybody got dumb.
I haven't met anybody who says they go to Cal State East Bay. So that's interesting.
Yeah, even though they changed the name, people still don't want to say it, right?
Right. It's not something that people say. I see it online, but I don't see it's not when you network and go to events. It's not a thing.
I got one of the last Hayward State sweaters. I bought my Hayward State sweater before they changed the name.
I'm sure. You should have went and got your license plate frame and all that stuff.
Everything. As a matter of fact, how I got the sweater is I was doing a show here in LA, and a neighbor of mine, she went to Cal State Hayward. I didn't even know it. She told me, and then she said, "I'm gonna bring you something to the show," and she brought me that that sweatshirt, which was really sweet, beautiful shirt.
And now
black and red.
Get another one.
No, you won't get another one. You stuck like Chuck. Stuck like Chuck. You got a Cal State East Bay. That's a lot to say on it too. CSEB.
No, it's CSUEB.
Oh, CSUEB? That's too much.
Because I've seen them, and when I see them, I think,
who is that?
Well, because of Long Beach, whenever I see the B at the end, I think it's a beach. Because there's Long Beach, Newport Beach, Huntington Beach. So you're like, nope.
Yeah, where's the beach? Where's the beach out here? What school has the beach out here?
I'm sure that people in other states see it and go, what is East Bay?
Yes, they do.
Because none of the other schools are named for an area. They're named like North Ridge is in North Ridge. Dominguez Hills in Dominguez Hills. San Francisco is in San Francisco.
Is in San Luis Obispo. So true.
I don't know why. East Bay is not something that anybody who's not from here would even know what it meant.
That's like saying, yo, I'm from Cal State East Side, son.
Right. I was like, who thought of this?
Right. I'm on the other side of the tracks, Cal State East Side.
Okay.
Like, East Side. It must be a ghetto school. That school you cannot get a good education at Cal State East Side.
Yeah, I think they did themselves a disservice with picking that.
They did. They did. They did. So one of my favorite things to do when I'm in Northern Cali is to go to San Francisco.
Why? There's so much in Oakland now.
No, I love Oakland. There is more since I left. You're right. But Lake Merritt has changed a lot. It's become so gentrified that it don't look the same when I was there. With so many black folks in Lake Merritt, now it's looked like Andy Griffith's show, I heard.
You know what's interesting about Lake Merritt? So Lake Merritt was blackity black back in the day. And you know,
I'm
now
black, y'all. I'm black, y'all. Blackity black.
Right. But now they have really systematically and over the years, they've cut down on a lot of the things that made it black. When I was 18, I bought a car. There was nothing better than going to the car wash on Saturday morning, getting your car shined up, and then getting your outfit to cruise the lake.
Yes.
You know, like that's like the DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince song. It was summertime. Here we come.
Right.
Cruising down the street, 2 miles an hour so everybody can see you.
Right.
There's no cruising by the lake. They're about to start charging for parking on all of the sides where it was free.
Oh, man.
And they have limited vendors from selling legitimate vendors, not just the people who steal things out of cars and resell them,
sell
but
stuff on the side of the road, right?
The actual people who have products they actually make to sell. So it's a whole thing, and everybody keeps saying they don't want black people by the lake, but there's not that many black people in Oakland compared to back then. So I don't.
And when I was there was a jam and reggae club around the corner from where I lived. By the lake, jamming reggae club.
Oh, you lived on that side of the lake?
Yeah, on the side. Let's see, the side where,
like Alice side.
Yes.
So I can't think of it. It's still there.
It's still there.
And so it was still there, but I think they were trying to shut it down last time.
They said we gotta get the reggae out.
I can't think of the name of it because it's also the one club that used to be in after hours, legitimately.
Yes. And yes,
because they just stopped serving alcohol, so it went for hours. Like if you didn't have sleep in your future, that was where you could end up. For the life of me, I can't think of the name, but I know exactly the place you're talking about.
Right. I would go there, and it was. Come on, brother. Boop, boop, I'm like, oh, this is it right here, man. This is the spot. Yeah, see, I'm not
that into reggae. So I've only been there probably 2 or 3 times. And
I
only
went because the ladies. I'm a hip hop head like you. I went for the ladies. I went just to go see the ladies and dance and just have a good time because it was after hours and they were jamming all the time.
Night long.
Weekday. You jamming on a weekday.
Yes.
On a Wednesday, getting it in.
Yep. Well, as an adult, I tell people that takes real skill to party on a Wednesday night and go to work on Thursday. Anybody can party on Friday night and lay in the bed all day Saturday. Right. It takes real skill and ability.
Yes.
Party on Tuesday.
Yes.
And go to work on Wednesday. Like, show me what you made of.
And make it through the week. Make it through the week.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, don't call in sick on Thursday because now you
messed up. You messed up. They know you've been partying if you call in on Thursday. You never take Thursdays off. Why you call in on Thursday?
Right. I tell people all the time, I really think Tuesday is the best day. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are the best days to call in. Because Monday you can plead your case all day.
Right. Right. You got a day to practice and warm up. You got your acting on Monday. You
call in on a Monday, that's suspect. You call in on a Friday, it's suspect.
If you're really sick. If you're really sick.
Yes.
It don't look right. You know
what's funny is that pre-pandemic, if you were really sick on a Monday, you went to work so you could show everybody, look, I'm really sick. I'm going to be gone tomorrow, though. But I wanted y'all to know, I'm not playing. I'm really sick. And we used to do that. Now, of course, they're like, don't come in here. Don't come in here.
No, don't. We believe you.
If you have an elevated temperature, stay
anything. Right. If you got a sleepy eye, you might have something. You might have some kind of issues. Don't come in.
I was like, oh, how the tide has turned. Anything you don't want to go to work. You just no, it's okay. It's okay. Thanks.
So true. So true. So you heard about I have to go to DMV once I'm finished. You heard about the real ID?
Okay, so listen. Just because I'm a member of the establishment doesn't mean I believe in everything personally.
Okay. But you got to have it to fly.
No, you don't. I don't have one.
No, fly like domestically, they say.
Nope, I don't have one. You know what I have?
Passport.
Yes, and a passport card, which is the same size as a wallet. Why do I need to be validated by the state of California? I've been validated by the federal government.
That's true. You pay your taxes. You live here.
So I have my blue book and I have my passport card. When I fly, I use my passport card. No one, I hate to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but nobody has explained to me why the DMV needs all this information that they can't keep people from hacking. No, I'm good.
Okay, so what's the purpose? Okay, let me say it like this. I thought when they do it, it's about money. It's about getting the money.
I don't know what it's about because I'm not participating in it.
Okay, well, I went yesterday, right? And the guy was like, "Look, man, I ain't got one." This is due to DMV. Hey, bro, I ain't got one. I said, "Why you ain't got one?" He said, "Look, all I got is my passport and my driver's license." And he said, "If I was you, I would just stick with the passport." I said, "But I want to carry this passport around."
So when you renew your passport, you get the little card. I have a passport card.
Okay.
It's the same size and it fits in the same slot as my driver's license.
So with the passport card,
I can fly. I believe I can fly. Oh, okay. Wait, I'm sorry. We canceled him. We're not.
Yeah. He can't. That's all right. He need a little, prayer.
I forgot. We canceled him.
Canceled a long time ago. People still play him. People still play him at the barbecue though.
They do.
The two-step is a two-step with that song.
Chicago step.
Chicago side. Yeah, they still play him. So that's what I'm conflicted about. So first they said you had to have the passport card, the real ID by May of this year. Then they said they moved it back to May of next year. And then the lady at the post office said October of next year. So I'm thinking I could wait, but I don't want to wait because I like to take care of stuff.
So the best thing that happened for me was the pandemic because my driver's license expired in 2020 and my birthday's in December. So the pandemic was well underway. They were like, "Don't come in here." And here's a thing because they had already told me you cannot renew by mail again because it's been too many times. So I was like, "Oh, so you're gonna make me actually show up?"
You out when you renew by mail too many times?
Yes. So you only get like 3 or 4 times. And then they're like, "You need to come in. We need to see your face. We need to take your thumbprint," that sort of stuff, even for the old ID. So I was like, "Oh, that's unfortunate." And I know they're going to try to pressure me into that real ID, but nobody can explain to me why they need all this information. You have to provide information on your mailing address, this, that, and the other. I have a car. You already got my mailing address. You got my proof of insurance. You have all that you need for a vehicle. Why do you need more than that?
Right. And why does it have to be a certain type of driver's license to get in federal buildings and to fly domestically when you were doing it with a driver's license before?
I was, but whatever. I'm not in it. I don't. I just, I have my little passport card.
And the lady
I got dressed up, put some makeup on, went and got my picture taken at AAA.
I tell them use my same picture. I ain't taking no pictures.
Well, no, I meant for my passport. You have to do for a passport. You got to do a new picture. But if you get the card at the same time, both pictures, both documents have the same picture.
Do you know my passport? I haven't changed the picture, and they didn't make me take another picture when I renewed it.
Oh, that's new.
Yeah,
when I renewed mine, they were like, "Send 2 pictures."
Oh, okay, all right. Well, we'll see. I don't know when I need to renew mine, but I'm gonna find out, and I will figure out if I should. I just don't want to carry a passport.
And the passport card, I think, is only $30.
Yeah. But you will be able to use it to fly domestically, correct?
I can use it to fly domestically. I can use it to buy ammunition because it's accepted by it's accepted by federal agencies. The FAA, the ATF, the FBI.
All right. All right. All right. You making me have second thoughts about, because I don't, dude was cool. He's like, look, if you want to come back tomorrow, don't even wait in that line. Just come to 17 and throw your hands up. I'm like, all right. I'm like, all right, cool. So he was a cool brother.
DMV is so backed up because everybody in there, hey, what's up?
I should be like, what up, player? He's like, okay, come on.
Is it cool?
Right. So I think for the real ID, it's 30 bucks, something like that. Also 30, 35, something like that.
But it doesn't do anything. At least with my passport card, I can go to Canada and Mexico.
You can't go to Canada and Mexico with the real ID?
Well, I don't think you can.
Excuse me. Thank you.
I don't think you can. I think you have to have a passport or a passport card to cross the border.
Even with the real, that's interesting. Why would you have real ID to get across the border and use a passport too? It doesn't make sense. I need to do a little more. Let me take my time because I'm really thinking about getting it because I don't want to get a passport card, a real ID, and a passport. There's 3 things. I don't need all 3.
And also, that's just more stuff to keep up with. I got my 2 things. I keep up with my 2 things, and that's it.
Yeah, and they make it sound like this real ID is like a passport.
It's not though, because it's only issued by the state of California, so it has no. I would be very surprised if you could use it to go outside of the country.
Yeah, they say you can use it in Canada to get in Canada and Mexico.
I don't think so. I don't believe them. I don't believe them. Also, it's not up to them. It's up to Canada.
That's true. Canada be like, look, you need passport. But I got a real ID.
I have gone to Canada. They stamp your passport. So why? And I haven't been since I got my passport card, but I don't know why they would accept my state ID when they never accepted my state ID before.
And my passport, I have a passport, so it's easy for me to get a passport card.
Yes.
All I have to do is just apply, I guess, or something.
Yeah.
And pay the $30.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you very much. See, that's what I'm talking about. So these tickets I got, I'm gonna send them to you. I'm just playing.
No, because I do. So fun fact,
people ever do that?
Juvenile traffic, which is under 18 for moving violations and under 21 for alcohol and drug. I'm afraid you might not qualify.
Do people ever do that to you? Hey, look, you know what? Hey, man, I got this ticket. You think you can write it off and help brother out?
People who know me well, no. Because they know. I'm like to call them and tell them to convict you for asking.
I am the law.
I am not trying to lose my license and be imprisoned. No. But I will tell you that in San Francisco, traffic court is really, really streamlined, and we have automatic cut down schedules even for adults. So you can get you don't even have to go to court. You can just go to the window and say, "Can I have my fine reduced in traffic school?" And they'll just do it automatically. It's very streamlined, and it's designed to help people manage the system.
Got you.
Which is, I think, fantastic because there's too many people, who are subject to the wiles of traffic.
That's true.
Because one of the things I love personally about traffic court is every gender, every socioeconomic class, every race, everything. Between walking, riding the BART, riding the Muni, and driving, you got everybody covered. That's true. And I love some BART. BART is everybody can get a traffic ticket. It's really not that hard.
We just hand them out like candy. Here you go.
It's a great equalizer.
It is. Everybody's equal with a ticket, right? Traffic ticket.
Yeah.
No matter what you look like, how tall you are, what your nationality is.
The fines are pretty much set across the board. Even when they're not, sometimes I equalize them out.
Right. That's okay. All right. You got it going. So I'm gonna tell you this. My last question.
Okay.
My last question is, okay, so when you were going to Cal, did you know that you wanted to be a lawyer? Was that where you were headed, or were you sidetracked, or you just found it on your way? Because people sometimes go to school and they don't know exactly where they're going to go with it until later in life.
Okay, this is going to sound crazy.
I want to be a rapper. No.
From about the time that I was 4, I wanted to be a judge. I only became a lawyer because that's how you become a judge.
Wow. That's great. You knew so you were sitting around holding court when you was a kid.
Well, my grandmother and I, the original Consuela, we used to watch Perry Mason. And at first I was like, I want to be Stella. And then my mom, who went to San Francisco State, came home and said, what's the name of the show? Perry Mason. Yeah, maybe I should be a lawyer. Then the next day I was watching the show differently and I was like, no, I should be the judge.
Wow. Look at that. And that goes to show you kids, boys and girls, men and women out there, youngins, that you can be whatever you want to be. And
you can. And it was a very strange thing for me to pick because
and as a kid,
I had no idea. I had never met a lawyer, let alone a judge.
Wow.
I didn't know any. I'm privileged enough that I'm not, in my family, I'm not first gen to go to college. I'm not first gen to go to graduate school. I am first gen as a lawyer and certainly first gen as a judge. But everybody else was like, that's what you picked. Out of all of the things, you picked that.
Right. And that's beautiful. You actually setting the precedents and the standards for how other actually kids can come up and be, especially black female women want to do something. They can be a judge. They might not think it, but they can be a judge,
Well, and I was also very lucky that my mom and my grandmother were definitely people who never said, no. "Oh, I don't know if you can be that."
Right. That is so beautiful. That's amazing.
So, crazy. Another crazy thing is, as a child, I was a character at Fairyland.
You was acting crazy?
No, I was a character at Fairyland.
Oh, you were a real character? My bad. Okay, I thought you I was a character in the house, like,
No. I actually had a job.
A character.
I had a job as Tinkerbell.
Okay. All right. What were you?
Fairyland. I was Tinkerbell. I used to sprinkle the fairy dust.
You were Tinkerbell?
I was. I was Tinkerbell. And so when
you was chocolate Tinkerbell.
When I went to go do that, I told my mom, I'm going to audition for Little Miss Muffet. And my mother was like, Little Miss,
where?
Have you seen Little Miss Muffet?
Girl,
I was like, yeah, she sat on a tuffet. And she was like, all right, whatever. I see that I got that kid. So we're just going to go with it. And so I auditioned and they were like, no, but you can be Tinkerbell. And I was like, great. And I was Tinkerbell.
Wow. And Tinkerbell was cool.
Yes.
Yeah, Tinkerbell was a good character.
It actually was. And so
a little black girl.
Yep.
Doing her thing as Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell right here in Oakland.
In Northern California, IA, Oakland, straight Oaktown, the town.
That fairy dust rubbed off.
You were the first Tinkerbell town girl ever.
I don't know if I was the first, but I definitely was the first.
I bet you was the first black. You might not have been the first, but I bet you was the first black.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. That is beautiful. Look at you setting standards all the way across the board.
I try. That's how it happens, but that's not how I set out to do it. I just set out to do the things that I want to do. Yeah. My mother took me to Fairyland. I wanted to go there. I thought it was fun.
The beautiful thing about it, your family never held you back. They never said no.
Absolutely.
You black, you can't do that. You're a girl, you can't do that.
They probably there were some moments where they were like, this?
Right. In their mind, they thought it, but they like, I ain't saying nothing to her. Just let her do it.
Let's see what happens. What's the worst that'll happen?
Well, worst can happen is at least you tried.
Right. And my mother has always been amazed that I will come up with some cockamamie thing that I'm going to do. And then it works out. And she's like, well, now I'm going over here because she's doing this.
Mama, I'm going skiing. There she go again.
Right. Yes. Actually, that was my dad. My dad likes to ski.
He must be skiing up in the mountain with them white folks, this little black girl.
No, so that was my dad. My mother does not like cold. My dad loves to ski. And in fact, the ski trip where my cousin saved me, my dad and my uncle were at the bar.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so it was Charles, Eddie, Theodore, and Elan Lambert.
That's funny.
All skiing.
Wow. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Look at you. Yeah. Superstar. Well, I tell you this. I'm gonna get up the courage to get on one of them slopes one day, roll out to the bay.
Make sure you take your pictures.
No. I'm wherever when you go with your group, where you all feel.
Well, we're supposed to go to Aspen next year.
I'm bringing some. Are you gonna? Okay. I'm about to bring my fellas. Get out there.
The next year, the Black Ski Club will be 50, so we'll be celebrating.
Okay. I'm one of my best friends is in the Black Ski Club.
I'm in the Oakland one because there are different ones.
So there's one in LA as well. Different.
The one in LA is called Four Seasons.
Oh, what's one Oakland called?
The one I'm in is called All Seasons.
Oh, excuse me.
We do things all seasons.
We all seasons. Y'all 4 seasons. We all seasons.
Right. So, which is great because sometimes we also do summer things, and people are like, "I thought y'all were the ski club." We're all seasons.
Right. And the one in Chico, that's no seasons.
I don't know if they have one in Chico, but there's another one in LA. There's one in the Inland Empire.
Okay.
There's Four Seasons West. And I think there might be a Four Seasons East, but I don't know that for sure. But when I was in Marina Del Rey, I hooked up with that crew. So I know a couple of those people as well.
So I will look into heavy clothes. I will start walking the mountains and get used to walking the mountains and get my tolerance. They have this
store called North Face. They have very warm clothes.
Oh, North Face, yes. And what's the other one? There's another one too.
There's another one. There's North Face, and then there's the next one.
There's another one, right? There's two popular ones.
You could go to REI or Sports Basement and get.
I got my bike from REI. REI is good. REI is good. REI got and REI has good snacks, like healthy, like when you for energy.
Okay. No.
So you could take that on the ski trip.
I just take granola and nuts.
Okay, that's simple.
I have regular snacks.
I'm doing too much now.
We just have regular snacks.
Taking oxygen.
And I have a water pack because basically skiing is exercising.
It is. People don't realize it, but yeah.
So I have a Camelback so that I can stay hydrated. Because when you ski, the way you layer up, your sweat is wicked away. So you don't feel like you're sweating all day, but you are sweating all day. So you need some hydration. So
you can actually get dehydrated and not even.
You can, especially and then you add the elevation. So it's a little tricky. You got
and Colorado elevation is a beast.
Right. And then you add to that we ski all day and we party all night. If you're not hydrating during the day, you will not make it to the party. After the party, because there's the happy hour party and then there's the nighttime party. You gotta keep going.
Gotcha. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for gracing the mic and the screen.
Well, thank you for inviting me. It was great
coming on. I told my brother. I said I got a judge coming from. I said the Bay. Okay, from the Bay, coming from Oakland, from my hometown, because I stayed by. And he said a judge. I said, yeah, man. I said, man, we're gonna have fun.
Yes.
So I'm happy you came through. You were able to educate, laugh, and sit back and chop it up and talk, what's going on in your world. And I will plan on looking forward to trying to get on some snow.
You can do it.
I could do it.
And you
never know. I might see you in Aspen.
And even if you decide you just want to hang out with us, come to the barbecue, do a couple happy hours. I actually have people in my club that skied when they were younger. And
so there's men and women, of course. You said your girls, y'all go out on the concerts.
No, my ski club is men and women.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. So
I don't want to be the only brother there. And
our president,
like, what are you doing?
Our president is a retired fire captain from Stockton. He skis still.
Okay.
Great shape. He can out-ski me.
Okay, all right now. Well, I can't out-ski nobody. I probably will do what you call lay down on your belly roll. I just go down.
We have people who come and hang out, and then party with us. And
they got to get used to it. Like somebody like myself would have to go and get used to it, and then push myself to go further up. But baby honestly, steps.
If you start, so I try to work out. Sometimes I'm better at it than others, but just staying in good health. Once you get to the mountain by day 2 or 3, you're ready to go.
All right. Well, I definitely appreciate it. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting out there. Thank you so much. I believe you. I believe you. Look, if not, I got somebody that can call the paramedics.
Yes, I don't render.
You got connections.
I don't render first aid, but I will call the ski patrol for you.
Okay, all right, cool.
You will not die on my watch. It's not happening. That would mess up my permanent record.
Exactly. You need to save lives. You're supposed to rehabilitate and save lives.
Exactly. I take that seriously.
Not let a brother go down.
No, never.
Well, like I said, it's a pleasure. Have an amazing
Thank you for having me.
week.
I'm so glad to be able to do this.
And I'm glad to have you and keep doing what you're doing. We'll have you back. After the ski. We'll have you back when you got all, a couple bruises and stuff. You can tell me some more exciting stories about almost falling out. Look, make sure when you get in the seat, get your butt in the seat. Don't sit up there and have half your butt out, another leg over here. Got people saving your lives. Listen.
And that cousin is a doctor now, so he's saving lives all the time.
See, you helped him out. You encouraged him to be.
He's a lifesaver.
The best part of who he is. He's a better himself because of you. He's a better person because of you. Ain't that beautiful? Passing it all the way down.
I try.
Well, I'm definitely gonna hit you. I come to the Bay. I'll let you know what's up. I got family out there. I got to get out there and work on this project. My brother at this house.
Oh yeah. I don't do.
Don't worry. Look. Don't worry about it. But I'm gonna tell him you said what's up from Cal.
Absolutely.
And from Oakland.
Exactly.
And send love to your family as well on that side.
I will do that.
Thank you so much for coming out.
Go Bears.
Go Bears. Go Cal State East Bay.
No, nobody says that ever. Nobody says that ever. No.
Never. No. Have a good one.